Ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe it, but the 76ers are actually about to get healthy. And oh boy, if they do, watch out, because this team could get dangerous. We're going to talk about the latest health updates with this team. We'll talk about Tyrese Maxey, where the group is at. I also want to get into VJ Edgecombe a little bit and what I think is going on there. And last but not least, we will take a look at the next 5-game stretch, which in my opinion is going to show us who this team really is. All that and more coming up here on Philly Take with RB. But welcome into the show. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel. We give you this coverage every day. We live stream every game. And the Sixers will take on the Detroit Pistons tomorrow night, who, by the way, won again. They've won 8 in a row. Shout out B-Ball Paul, my guy. He went off. I think he had 28 yesterday. The Pistons are cooking right now. Sixers should have beat them the other night. Can they get the revenge? We're going to talk about that a little later on. But here is the 76ers and the look at the Eastern Conference. They are tied for third right now, 7-4. I feel like the Sixers should be 9-2 or maybe even 10-1. Like, they've played good enough in most of these games to win. But again, the dreaded third quarter comes along where they are the worst team in the last 11 years and they need to pick it up. So, how do you feel about the 76ers right now? I think they're off to a pretty good start this season, better than expected for sure, but this next stretch is definitely going to tell us a lot. But why are they 7-4? Well, we got to give a shout out to Tyrese Maxey, and I've seen a lot of things said on both sides, like, oh, Maxey's good, he's having an MVP start to the season, but he also can't finish games and this and that. Well, how come we don't ever look at the other people around Tyrese Maxey? Like, in most of these games, Tyrese Maxey is carrying this team. And if a couple other players step up, and if a couple other players get back to what they were doing in the first couple games, Sixers might be undefeated this season. Tyrese Maxey this year has more points per game than Jokic, Brunson, Edwards, Devin Booker, Donovan Mitchell. He has more assists than Trey, Ja, Drew Holiday, Brunson, SGA. He has more threes made than Luka, Harden, Levine, Lauri Markkanen, LaMelo Ball. Tyrese Maxey should be in the MVP convo. I don't know if he should be the favorite right now based on what we're seeing out of Luka, based on what we're seeing out of Wemby, who, by the way, I think is a cheat code. There was a play last night where Wemby jumped from the paint and blocked a three-pointer from Draymond Green. It was unreal. But anyway, Tyrese Maxey is putting this team on his back. If you don't think this is Maxey's offense right now, you're just being naive. I mean, again, they need contributions from everybody, but the Maxey leap has been nothing short of amazing. So, ladies and gentlemen, if we go and we look at the stats for this season, Maxey, second in points behind SGA, third in points per game amongst qualifiers. Tyrese Maxey, seventh in assists right now. He is fifth in field goals made per game. He is second overall in three-pointers made. He is fourth in three-pointers made per game. Listen, man, Tyrese Maxey is having an incredible season, and I just want to say we have to appreciate what this team has. And it has led to the Sixers being the sixth overall offense in the NBA right now. They were sitting at 3 for a while. They fell over the last couple of games, but their offense is at number 6. Their defense is climbing up. It was at 22, then 20, now it's at 17. So the Sixers are starting to come together. But ultimately, the thing that we always say is they have to be healthy. And we have some health updates to provide. We talked about this on the postgame show as the update dropped. But man, I took a deep breath. Even after that last game where the Sixers get a big win against Boston, you had this weight on your shoulders like, man, are we going to go through this again? Are we going to have to endure another season of reevaluations and day-to-days and injuries, and we're never going to get on the floor? Well, guess what? Joel Embiid has no structural damage and is day-to-day, so maybe it was just a precaution. I don't like that his other knee was swelling, but at least he's okay. They had the imaging done. I was worried because they were getting testing done, but he seems to be okay. And then in terms of Paul George, it says he's in the final stage of his debut process, will be reevaluated this week. He's moving close to a return, but doctors want additional strength of his left quad to support the knee before clearance. So PG's got to get in the weight room. Go ahead, strengthen that quad, and get back because the Sixers need you. and they specifically need you and Joel Embiid on the defensive side. If this defense comes together, I think the Sixers can be one of the best teams all season long, especially in the Eastern Conference, which is weak as we expected. But even the Cavs, the Knicks, Brunson just got hurt. They are showing signs of weakness. This conference is there for the taking, and the Sixers have to go get it done. Now, one of the underrated pieces that, a lot of the casual fans probably don't even know exist is Dominick Barlow. And I don't know what's going on with this guy. He's been out for 8 games with a laceration of his elbow. Nick Nurse finally commented on it, and he says Barlow's elbow is close to being healed up, and he thinks Barlow will not be out much longer. It has been fixed and taken care of. We should be good to go fairly soon. So now, with Dom Barlow back in the equation, what does that mean for the other power forwards on the team? I can't believe we have a problem here where I don't know which power forward to play. Because Trendon Watford had that big breakout triple-double game. He's been okay since. I thought Jabari Walker has been contributing some great minutes off the bench, even though it seems like Nick Nurse doesn't like to play him that much. Like, he'll start him for a couple minutes, then he'll sit him the rest of the game. But could the Sixers even get to a point now where if Joel Embiid comes back, they're experimenting with maybe one of these guys playing center off the bench? Like, what about that, right? Because Adem Bona is kind of falling out of the favor of Nick Nurse. I guess we could say that, right? Like, we don't really know, but Bona's been up and down, still looks to be a work in progress. So Dominick Barlow, in case you're just tuning in or maybe you're just getting back in the Sixers, looked like the best rebounder on this team. He was doing the gritty, dirty work next to Joel Embiid. He's just a dog, man, and he's a two-way player, so people are disrespecting him, but keep your eyes on this guy. When he comes back, I really do think that Dom Barlow can make an impact on this team. Like, I think I've seen enough. I'm not saying he's some superstar, all-star player, but he's exactly what they need on the glass next to Joel Embiid. But I do like the playmaking of Trendon Watford. So I think they're going to end up starting Watford, but Barlow should have a role on this team. Speaking of a role on this team, we have to talk about VJ Edgecombe because there has been some concern and people don't know what's going on with VJ. Now, because he started off so great this year, he is still second in rookie scoring. He's top 5 in almost every category, but the splits are a little bit concerning. Like, if we look at his games from October where he's dropping 34 and 26, and then we get to November, the last 6 games, he really has looked mediocre. It's not time to hit the panic button because he's a rookie. We expect him to have ups and downs. No rookie is perfect. And I think VJ has shown a lot more than we even expected coming out of the gate. Not only being a defender and a rebounder, but, doing all the little things and also being able to run a bit of the offense, right? And be that secondary playmaking option at times, being able to shoot off the catch and shoot. And he's just been better than we thought, right? The handles seem to be there. He's doing these little crossover step backs from the mid-range. I like what I've seen from VJ Edgecombe, but there's a couple things I do want to say. Sleeper is a fantasy sports and real money gaming app that is taking things to the next level. They are the best one-stop shop for all your sports needs. You can chat on games in real time with other users. You can get the latest news, scores, and alerts right at your fingertips. And you can play in fantasy leagues and win real money on picks contests. With Sleeper's Picks, all you have to do is choose anywhere from 2 to 8 of your favorite players. This could be pre-game, live game, or even across different sports, and then you just pick the over or under, more or less than the predicted stats. That's it. You can make these entries in less than 30 seconds with a $1 minimum entry. And on Sleeper, if your picks win, you can get up to 1,000 times your payout. So right now, download the Sleeper app, use the promo code PhillyTake, and get up to a $100 match on your first deposit. And right now, as a special promo, Sleeper is actually offering a free $20 entry with no deposit required. All you have to do is sign up and use the code PhillyTake to claim your free promo. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states. Check out Sleeper today. I have the split numbers here in front of me, but the first 5 games, he was averaging 21 points per game, shooting nearly 44% from 3, shooting nearly 50% from the field. And over the last 6, he's averaging 10.5 points a game, 27% from 3, and 31.5% from the field. So just a drastic drop off. 2 things. Number 1, I think the Sixers need to go back to running some of the offense through VJ. I just think that in those first 5, you kind of hit the defense with a surprise. Sure, they're going to watch tape and make adjustments, but, you got to go back to letting this guy get comfortable with the ball in his hands. He can't just be idle in the corner, sitting around, waiting for a 3. Give Maxey a break, give Grimes a break. Let VJ take over at some points. When they did that and he was going downhill, he looked very comfortable. And second, we heard that quote from Andre Drummond the other day, who told VJ Edgecombe, stay in your bed. You look exhausted. He was playing over 40 minutes per game in the first 5. Nick Nurse might be burning this guy out. And it's crazy to say for a rookie who's 11 games in, but maybe give him a rest game. Maybe give him a chance to breathe a little bit. So those are my couple things on VJ. I'm not concerned at all. I think he will be A-okay. And for the 76ers, I think this next stretch will really tell us who this team is. I usually like to wait 15 to 20 games into a season to really assess where a team's at. But you're going up against the red-hot Pistons, who have won 8 in a row. Then you have the Clippers, who are a disaster, and I said they would be one, but they still have guys like James Harden and a few others, even though Bradley Beal's now out for the year. Then you're going up against Toronto, who you just beat, but I think they've won 4 out of 5 and like 7 out of 8, so they are red hot. Milwaukee has Giannis, who's surely an MVP candidate right now. And then you play Miami, who has been way better than expected. A lot of pieces on that team. I think this next 5 will tell us who they really are. And I think they're going to win 3 out of 5. What do you think? I think there's going to be some challenging games. They're going to need to get Joel Embiid on the floor for most of these. Are there any back-to-backs? There's one, so he'll probably miss one of those games. But Embiid, McCain, who they're trying to get back up to speed, and Paul George when he gets back on the floor. So I think the Sixers really need to make a statement over these next 5 games. So those are my thoughts. What do you think? Let me know down below. How do you feel about this team and what they have done so far? And how many games will they win in the next 5? Appreciate everybody for tapping in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. As always, I will catch you on the next one. Peace.